I think that you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me right now. And yeah, I think yeah. So hello everyone, welcome back to another Global Hack Week. So remember we are on the Web3 week and we are learning how to interact with Web3 data APIs. If you're asking yourself like, hey, what is a data Web3 API? What I'm going to do with that? Don't worry about everything. I don't even know what a Web3 API is. So we're going to investigate that. We're going to learn what actually is a Web3 API, how we can interact with them, and so on, so on. And let me read the chat. So, hello, Palak. Hello, Scripts TV. Hello, Sabrush. And hello, BK. Thank you so much for being here. So, as you know, we do this kind of religiously, um, like introducing about the student developer pack. So, this will be really quick. So, don't worry about it. Let me just go into my GitHub and search GitHub student developer file, and let me share my screen to you so you can see everything today. So welcome, BK. I see that you're just finished up watching day one to catch up because I left. Oh, sorry for that. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, my Wi-Fi was really unstable. To be honest, today is also unstable, so I had to buy some internet to my phone, and now my phone is providing me internet. But to be honest, it is really cheap. So I just need to pay like um, I think 20 cents or anything. Or, yeah, I think it is like 20 cents. Let me research that. Uh, Mm, uh, yeah, it's almost like 80 cents of a dollar for 2 3 hours of unlimited internet. So yeah, um, hello, Red Ghost. So if you haven't watched the day one of this stream, you can go into our Twitch and look up for how to interact with Web3 APIs with React, and you'll find that. So yesterday we learned how to install Next.js, how to create a new project in Next.js, how Next.js actually works, the Next.js folders, like we reach up like what was the app folder, what was the public folder, how Next.js works in making pages, and how the router of Next.js works. And we also learned how to fetch data in Next.js. We learned what were um, server components and client components. And if you're checking for the check-in link, you can find it in the Global Hack Week announcements channel on the Discord server. So yeah, let's begin with this. And first, let me share again my screen and let me talk to you a little bit about the GitHub Symbol Report Pack. Go again to StreamYard. Blah, 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 blah. So if you're asking yourself what is a checking link or like where can you find it, let me share with you. This is the checking link, and basically in Global Hack Week you can earn points by joining a guild. That a guild is basically like uh, a team that you made with your friends or with folks in the internet in the server with a lot of hackers. So if you want to I don't know, maybe win a computer, win something like that, win maybe a T-shirt from the Global Hack Week. Um, you can earn it by winning points, and the guilds with most points earn extra stickers and extra swag from the MLH. So also, let me go into my GitHub so I can share with you the link of the repo. Let me go in here and let me go into Web3 coins. Um, my code, blah, 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 and yeah, I got it. So here's the link of the repo, and we're going to now jump into the student developer pack. So yeah, this is GitHub student developer pack. If you're a student, this may interest you. So basically, a GitHub student developer pack is a pack that provides you GitHub to you. So it gives you a digital toolbox of some tools that you can use for building everything, for building your next hack, for learning new paths in your career. Like, for example, hey, do you want to become a new DevOps engineer? Do you want to become a machine learning data science engineer, data scientist? Do you want to become a mobile developer, a mobile engineer? Or do you want, if you're graduating from college and you're asking, hey, how can I prepare a little bit more for my technical interviews? How can I be a great interviewer for my interviewer? How can I host a hackathon for my college? How can I design cool things with Figma? How can I make my first portfolio, my first web page? And how can I start streaming content? You have a lot of experiences here that you can use now in GitHub. Um, yeah, you can actually, I think that you can, but preferably you need to apply with your school email. So yeah, the GitHub Student Developer Pack gives you a lot of tools like, hey, I want to build my server, my micro server with my friends. So you can use DigitalOcean for hosting your micro server. You have like 200 dollars in the platform. If you want to build your portfolio, you have Namecheap, you have Nate.com, you have tech domains. Hey, if you want to use another ID that is not the Visual Studio Code, you can use PyCharm, IntelliJ IDEA, WebStorm, a lot of stuff that you can use here with the JetBrains IDEs. So as a student, you have a free subscription for all the IDEs of JetBrains. If you want to prepare a little bit more for your interviews, you can use Frontend Masters, you can use Educative, .io. If you want to host your next API, you can use Heroku. If you want to learn a little bit more about machine learning, data science, you can use DataCamp, and you can also learn in Microsoft Azure. That is one of the clouds that you can receive as a student. Also, if you want to build a web page, but you don't know anything about HTML or React or anything like that, you have Bootstrap Studio that helps you to create awesome and really beautiful pages with just kind of drag and drop tool that you can use. Also, you have Mongo Atlas. If you want to host your database in the cloud of MongoDB, you can use them. You have Algo Expert that helps you to prepare for your next interview. Datadog for monitoring applications, Testmail, and WCAG, so on, so on. As you can see, you have a lot of stuff. Also, you can apply to a program of GitHub Campus Expert if you want to become a campus expert. The campus expert basically are like leaders in tech communities, in schools and colleges. You can become one if you want to make a hackathon, an event, or if you want to go from all around the country helping other campus experts, assisting to events and things like that. You can apply to the GitHub Campus Expert program. It is really cool. I encourage you to apply. I think applications have just closed now on September 1, but the next applications are going to start in February 4th, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, as you can see, you have a lot of stuff here that you can use. It's almost like $3,000 in credits and valuable things that you can use here. So yeah, so now that we have seen the GitHub Student Developer Pack, another cool thing that we are going to use is the GitHub Code Spaces. That basically, if you're asking like, hey, what is a GitHub Code Space? So GitHub Code Spaces basically are like Visual Studio Code in your cloud. So as you can see, one of the things that you do when you want to clone a repo is to do and go and click to the bottom of clone repo, then go into your Visual Studio Code, download your repo, install the dependencies. Maybe your computer is not available with the dependencies that the project has, or maybe you have some problems with your Windows, your Mac, your Linux, everything like that. So with GitHub Code Spaces, you don't need to worry about any of these things. You can use code spaces in your browser. You are not going to use even neither of your RAM or your CPU, your processor. You're not going to use any kind of storage or hardware of your computer. Everything is going to be run in the cloud. You can have thousands and hundreds of code spaces in the cloud running at the same time. So yeah, it is a cool thing, and we're going to jump into that. So the first thing that we should do is go into the repository that I passed in the MLA channel. If you have not seen the repo, you have this is the repo. Yeah, let me share with you um, the student developer pack link. So there you go. There's the student developer pack, and now let me go to my repo. So once you enter into this repo, you're going to see that this is my profile. So if you want to follow each other, you can go into my profile and just go here and say, click into following. And if not, don't worry about that. So yeah, we can go here. We can watch the that we have a repo. So the first thing to open a new code space is just click into this green button that says code, and maybe you're going to see something like this that says local clone HTTPS and so on, so on. So we don't want that. We want to click into the code spaces section, and then you're going to see that down here you're going to see like a green button that says create a new code space. So after doing that, you just need to click into it, and you're going to see that some content is going to be displayed. Um, you're going to see that the code space is going to be loading and so on, so on, right? So if you have not been into if you haven't watched the first part of this workshop, I encourage you to go into the Twitch channel and, I don't know, change to the interact with Web3 APIs video and maybe watch it like in a times three, times two velocity or anything like that, so you can understand a little bit about what we were doing, right? So again, if this is the first time that you're using this code space, the only thing that you should do is run the command npm i. Npm I is going to install all of your dependencies, and after running that command, just run npm run that, and that should be all. Let me share with you the commands here in the stream. So npm I and npm run dev. So both of them are the most important commands that you're going to use for preparing everything that the project needs. And after that, you can go into your ports section and open the port 3000, and you're going to see that we are waiting for this for loading. And yesterday we left off into two data that we wanted to fetch, and we were explaining how the routes work, how we can combine server components with client components, how we can live with each other, and so on and so on. So today we're going to learn what actually are Web3 APIs, and we're going to try to fetch a Web3 API and try to think about something that we can do with that so we can understand a little bit more. So the first thing that I want to search is just start and opening a new tab here in Google and search just for something like, I don't know, what are Web3 APIs? And I think, yeah, there is Polkadot. The Polkadot, I think it is Web3 secure communication for a multi-chain world. So I think this is, I think this is a tool. So let me search something like this. So I think this is a little bit more explicative with this. So, okay, so the topics are blockchain engineering and so on. So what is a Web3 API and what does it matter? So blockchains are the core self-contained databases. When building Web3 apps, you need a way to query that database for existing data and a way to write new data to it. This is where Web3 APIs come in. Okay, so a Web3 API application is a set of standards that enable decentralized application, the apps, to access or index all the blockchain information they need, broadcast with new transaction, and scale to meet the demand. Traditionally, APIs are solutions that allow different software programs to communicate with each other. The same is true for Web3 API, but rather than enable communication between two different applications, a Web3 API enables communication between an app and the blockchain. So, I think this should be it. So now that we understand like the basics of what are they, Let's try to read a little bit about the endpoint. So an API says the standard of two applications can communicate. Okay, this is playing the endpoints. Uh-huh. Okay, so we have an example here. So for example, you may interact with a dedicated endpoint for querying an NFT holdings for a particular address and a different endpoint to query pending transactions in the blockchain mempool. So how you can interact? Okay. So then in okay, so then it explains the different types of API protocols that we have. GraphQLs. Okay, so this is important. I think this interests us. So what can we do with our Web3 API? So API is all right. So if not surprising, that Web3 is takes web view, blah blah blah. Okay, so we can interact with transactional data, account data, block data, and smart contract data. So now let's go to our really cool friend ChatGPT, and let me just zoom this a little bit more. So let's try to ask ChatGPT what things I can build with uh, Web3 APIs and React. So Web3 and React developers. Okay, so we have a different apps. So letting platforms allow users. For you, so we have NFT marketplace, NFT gallery, social network, build the platforms where content is controlled by a central authority, allowing for true counter ownership and monetization strategies. So also we have decentralized autonomous organizations, gaming platforms, and decentralized games where in the assets like source characters can be traded as NFTs, and supply chain management. So track and verify the authentication of good throughout supply chain. Okay, so real estate, decentralized e-commerce platforms, and we can make an educational platform. So platform where courses can be purchased as NFTs or where the creation laws are. Okay, so this sounds interesting. So we have a subscription service also, services where users can subscribe to premium content with the blockchain managing the subscriptions and payments. Okay, I think this is interesting. So okay, so let me go again and try to think about what can we build in half an hour. So we have some decentralized finance. I think this will take a little bit more on NFTs. So what happened with NFTs? Like, have you ever buy or got an NFT in some of the Twitter giveaways or anything like that? To be honest, I don't know what happened with them, and I don't know if they are still a thing right now. So decentralized social networks, yeah, I think it's also going to take a lot of time. Autonomous organizations, oh yeah, platform for community voting, governance. Oh, I think this is really interesting, to be honest. Yeah, I think this is really, really interesting, and I think we can do some things with this. Well, I'm going to take this as a. mm, Let me just blah, 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 blah. Let me just copy and paste this for getting into a poll, and let me go into my blog, notepad, paste it, and okay, the centralized identity authentication. Yeah, yeah. I think this is also going to take a little bit. Gaming platforms. So we have a gaming platform. Supply chain management. Also, it's going to take time. Real estate is also going to take time. Yeah, educational platforms sounds interesting, but I think it is going to take a lot of time. I think subscription services can help. I think we can handle this to be real quick. I think we can handle to try and build this in half an hour. So let me just copy and paste this. And okay, so we have predicted markets, decentralized data storage platforms, insurance platforms, and yeah, we have a lot of stuff here, right? So to be honest, I just have like two of the possible things that we can build today. So we have subscription services or decentralized autonomous organization. For these, I maybe we can use WebSockets for trying to make a quick bot or platform or anything like that that we can use in our Proximum Global Hack Data Weeks, Global Hack Weeks, sorry. And let me just search for open poll page. Blah, blah, blah. So let me just get here and sign in with Google. Let me open a new poll with just the two options that we have here. Go chop 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 chop. And blah 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 blah. Sign up with Google and okay. Order. Get started. Start creating. And we have poll everywhere. Yeah, let me do this. So we have possible our next app. We have haha. Okay, and we'll have I don't want see and let me share my thoughts too so you can see what I'm doing. And let me uh and let me put the service where you can subscribe to our content. So these are the two options. Save it and let me open the URL. Let me see if you can see this. If I go here, no, there is nothing. Okay. Let me see if I can switch. If I go here and continue, skip. Oh, this is a presentation. Oh, that makes sense. Bruh. How can I start? Present, I think. And is it already opened? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it is opened. Let me go here and go here. So we have the open platform here. So you just need to click into the link that I sent in the chat, and after that, just try to vote for an option here. So for me, I want to make something like for platforms. I want to create a platform for community voting, governance, and funds management. We can basically make like this like a quick poll, but for everyone that is here, so we can make that without the need of needing to stay here. Like, yeah. So let me go again here into ChatGPT. Let me search for what are some APIs. Or let me say something like so no, I don't want this. I want planning to build okay, so we have already like the boats are almost done. So let me go here and we have our so we have still 2 minutes until the half an hour starts. And okay, so we have 33 versus 67, sorry. And all right, so for now, platform for community voting, governance, and funds management is winning. So we still have another some minutes to go. We have still 1 minute. And blah, 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 blah. Okay, so while we're waiting, I'm going to start typing my prompt. So I'm going to build. Uh, Okay, so I already read my prompt. So we have already finished. So it is 50-50. Oh no, it is 57. Uh, 73 versus 38. Okay, so the governance platform has won. So yeah, yay, we have one. Okay, so the poll application is going to be so. All right, so I type into the chat GPT another prompt that says I'm planning to build a platform community for community voting with Web3. Is there any API that I can use to identify my user in the blockchain? So when you so it says when you are looking to build a poll, want to ensure that voters are unique and verifiable, and votes are transparent and immutable. The blockchain is well used suited for this. To identify users in the blockchain, their Ethereum addresses or addresses from other blockchains are commonly used. A user address is unique and servers are identifier. Here's basic workflow for a community poll using Web3. So we have a user authentication. When a user wants to vote, they can sign a message or transaction using the private key. This proves the control of others. So we have another smart contract. So the core logic of your poll will be in a smart contract of the blockchain. Ethereum. This contract will handle voting logic, tracking votes, ensuring each and also All right. So can you provide a step by step plan for creating the app in React? All right, so we can use Web3.js, Ether.js, MetaMask, Infura, Alchemy. Uh-huh. Okay, so we have external service. Okay, so now JS installed in your machine, MetaMask extension. Okay, so I think that is the first thing that we should do. So also let me put a timer for me, and let me go here into my clock, and let me create a new half an hour. So we have um, and one. And I think I have like 28 minutes, 27. Yeah. So let me start this. And yeah, now it's running. All right. So we have an hour and 26 minutes. So let's begin. Okay. So we have MetaMask. So let me search MetaMask. So MetaMask. Okay. So let me share my tabs. So we have MetaMask, the crypto wallet for DeFi, Web3 apps. So let me download it. Okay, so let's start downloading first MetaMask. Let me share with you the MetaMask link. Um, yeah, yeah, I think that is a cool thing that we also that we all use ChatGPT for this. So yeah, this is the link of MetaMask if you want to download MetaMask. So I'm going to just download it for Chrome. But if you're using Brave or Edge or anything like that, don't worry about it. So I'm going to install it in Chrome. Let me add the extension. Then let me go. So we already downloaded the extension of MetaMask, and I think it's taking a little bit. All right, so after installing this, what should we do? So it says that, so we have a React app, we already have our application. We're going to use Web3 and Ether.js. So let's go to our code space. Let's go to the terminal. Let's first cancel this, clear the console. Then let's run npm install web3, and I think it's called Ethereum headers. All right, so this is the command that we're going to use here. Let me share with you in the chat, and let me blah, 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 blah. Right, so I'm going to allow this to download. So I'm downloading the packages already. And okay, so we have done the so create a smart contract for voting. Okay, so we need to use Solidity to create a basic voting contract. And how we can use Solidity? So let me search Solidity. Mm, so we have Solidity here, and so let's ask ChatGPT. What do I need to do to create a solidity contract. Okay, so we have, so what do I need to do to create a solidity contract involves multiple steps. So below is a comprehensive guide to understanding solidity. So I have label language designed for writing smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. Familiarize yourself with the syntax and concepts. So when you're development environment, so we have Node.js. Okay, so we need truffle. So write a contract. Truffle init. And write a new dictionary. Okay, so we need to create a. All right. So let's go here into our code space. So it says that first we need to install the truffle library. So let me share it with you here. Then we need to install truffle. So I'm installing truffle. So let me go again here into my project. So I think in the app repository, I should create just another. Well, I don't even know if this should be in the app, but yeah, let's just. Well, I think that is good to just separate both of them. So let's just create a new application. So let's make a new directory. So mkdir contracts. So we already created a folder. So let me just add a new file called how it was called. It was called. Okay, so we first need to move to our project. So truffle init. All right. So let me just go into my contracts, cd contracts, and run. So let me clear these and run truffle init. And blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we already have installed this. So let me just rename this and call it maybe smart contracts. So we have smart contracts already, and the smart contracts has contracts, migrations, tests, and configuration. So we have a contract and a test. All right. So now we need to do go to my now you can create a solid file and set the contracts. Okay. So let's file. So let's go to contracts, create a new file called boats.sol, and this should create a Solidity extension. So let me search in my marketplace something for Solidity. And if there are no elements for this, I think we can just migrant.sol and all right. Compile the okay. Okie dokie. So the command for running truffle is truffle init. So all right. So yeah, we have Solidity. So let me just install this so we can understand a little bit more. Right, so it is already installed. So let me go into contracts, boats.sol, and run this. Okay. So we have already here the boats.sol. All right, so we have our contract. Says pragmat solidity, my contract. So let's now ask. Okay, so for compiling these, now ChatGPT says that from the root directory on your Truffle project, we have Truffle compile. If there are no errors, Truffle will generate the application binary interface and the bytecode of your contract build contracts directory. So now for deploying the contract, first you'll need to set up a local Ethereum blockchain for development purposes. So we have an npm install Ganache CLI and run Ganache. So now you can deploy the contract, update truffle config.js to connect your Ganache instance, then write a migration script inside the migration directory. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then we have this. Okay, so we need to do a lot of stuff. All right, so the first thing that we should do is that now that we have our code, we need to couple to go here, then go into our code spaces. It is clear. Go where contract. So we should go cd dot and cd to smart contracts and cd contracts. Okay, so we have, okay, so now we should run truffle compile. So, all right, everything is compiled. So now uh, we should deploy our contract. So the command that I ran here was truffle compile, and if it is already compiled, like if there are no errors, we should run the command npm install ganache CLI. And let me just do that. So we're importing this. Okay, so we have that, and then go and run ganache CLI. CLI. And all right, so it is running. So now you can deploy the conduct update truffle config.js to connect your Ganache instance. And okay, so connect my Ganache instance. So my truffle config is okay. So there is a lot of stuff here. Okay, model export networks. So let me ask ChatGPT, how can I to connect your Ganache instance? How can I connect? So let me ask that to ChatGPT. So how can I connect my Ganache instance with truffle config.js if my Ganache instance is running in the port before it was? I think it was in the so we have my money wallet, a lot of stuff here. So we have, okay, so we are in the port 545. So let's see what this does, and then we should go back into the step 4. So we have model sport, okay, so model exports. Okay, the key configurations are okay. So we just need to do networks development, the host. All right. So let me read the chat. So it says, I haven't been paying a lot of attention. Do you mind restarting? What are we currently doing with the contracts and truffle piece? Yeah, don't worry about that. So basically what we did first was to install 2 libraries. These 2 libraries were Web3 and headers. So the first thing that we installed was this Web3 and headers, and after that we then created basically we went into created a new folder in our code space called smart contracts. And with the smart contracts, we created a new contract or a new Solidity file in both.sol. And with this, we basically copy and pasted what ChatGPT said to us. So I think basically this is just a hello world for the blockchain or the contract. So we have a set value, and the value is this. And after that, we run we installed, no, we first compiled the contract by calling truffle. So we said truffle compile, and after compiling the contract, we installed another library called Ganach CLI. That, for what I'm seeing, Ganach is uh, like the port that is going to be listening while we are while we want to deploy our new smart contract to the blockchain. So, all right, so we have already Ganesh here, and after that, yeah, so we have all of this stuff, so and so on. So the thing that we are doing here is first creating a new Solidity contract. So we are doing that. And what it says is that for the first thing that we should do is install Truffle, write a contract, wrote this contract, we compile it, and after that we installed Ganache CLI, and after that we run Ganache. So now Ganache is listening into our port 84, 48, 45, I think. And after that we have already, well, now we are trying to uh, change our truffle.config.js. So truffle knows which port we want to listen while we are coding this. So we have compilers, DB. So we don't want the DB. We want, I think it's networks. Yeah, we have networks. And in networks, we want to change the development one. So we want to uncomment this. So we want to uncomment this. And let me just okay you. So we're, oh yeah, actually we are doing that. We're, well, in 48, 85, 45. So the port listening to it is, yeah, 107, 84, 85, 45. Okay, so I think this should be it. Um, okay, so with this configuration in place, when you run Truffle Migrate or Truffle Console, Truffle will use this development network by default and connect to the local Ganache instance for port. Okay, okay, yeah. All right, got it, got it. Okay, so we have this, so we already installed this. So now we should run Truffle Migrate in another um, full terminal. So let me open a new terminal. Let me go into City Smart Contracts, and then we should just run Truffle Migrate. So everything is being compiled. So this says everything is up to date. There's nothing to compile. Oh yeah, I think we should run first Truffle compile. And I said, okay, I think everything is now, I think it is on. So, okay, so we have the Truffle console. Well, let me see that. Truffle console. What do we have here? So we have development and all right, so we have live instance. Is this my contract that deploy? And my contract was this one, right? So let me see what it's doing. What are we doing here? Yeah, I added this code right here. Let me copy and paste this. So here's the code. I think it is already uploading itself. So we already have this, and yeah. So the thing that I write, well, copy and paste it basically was this that is creating a new contract called my contract, and we're storing a new variable called string public value. So it says hello blockchain and a function called set value. So it has a string memory value. So it is a public function, and the value is equal to the string memory of the string of value. All right, so we have that, and let me just copy and paste now. No, I don't want to paste this. I want to paste instance here has not been deployed to the data. All right, so let me just go and change this. Yeah, so clear, and let me go again and try to deploy these. Okay, so we compile the contract. So from the Truffle project. So should we go into city contracts and this? Let me see. So yeah, we have both steps solved and Truffle compile. Well, if we do cd dot Truffle compile. Okay, so I see that this is not putting anything into my build. No, it is. It actually has. It actually is. So we have contract name, my contract. So we have a name value and the name value internal string. Yeah. Okay. So we already have our contract. So then what should we do? So it is already here. So truffle migrate. So migration, we don't have anything. So let me go into, I think for now we have compile. Okay. Ganache, run the Ganache. Update the truffle connect to your Ganache instance. Then write a migration script inside the migrations to the directory to deploy your contract. All right. Okay, so let me see how can I do this. So can you explain me how to ship this? Uploaded in the context truffle migration is a script used to deploy and manage changes to smart contracts. So it ensures that every time you make updates to your contracts, you can migrate those changes in a systematic way. Here's a breakdown of how you can write a migration script or contract. So by default, when you initialize a truffle project using truffle init, there's a migration file name, one initial migration yes inside the migration directory. So it is not. For us, it is not. All right, so for every new contract or set of contracts, how you should create a new migration script. So migration scripts are executed in alphanumeric order. So it's common practice to prefix migration script names with a number to the run the starter sequence for contract. You can create a new file. Okay, write a migration. Okay, my contract. No, what did I do? Mm-hmm. Uh, Didn't I? So let me know if you already have the code. If not, I'm going to repost it. Or if not, let me upload my changes. Let me push my changes into the repository so you can pull them. So let me just create a new contract. Uh-huh. Let me just search here and confirm and just apply everything to main. Okay, so um, we have already pushed this to main. And yeah, I think now you are able to just run the git pull rebase so you can have the actual code. And no, I think I cannot share this, like the ChatGPT chat. So sorry for that. So yeah, we're here. So we have one initial migration.js. So let me just create that. So let me go into migrations and create a new file. Nope, I don't want this. I want to go to migrations and create a new file called migrations.js and then go and create a new migration. So it says for every new contract or set of contracts, you should create a new migration script. Migration scripts are executed in alphanumerical order. So it is a common practice to prefix migration scripts names with a number to ensure they run in the desired sequence. For your contract, you want to create a new file. So write a migration. Okay, so we have the new file we already created. So let's assume your contract's name my contract and it solidifies my contract.sol. All right. So edit felt like something like this. Okay, yeah. So we declared a constant that is called my contract. So it points to the my contract file for us is boats, and then we say model that exports function deployer. Okay, yeah. So let me copy and paste this here, and let me change this to, instead of being my contract, let's use boats and blah blah blah. Is contracts my contract? No, it is boats that stall, and it is in undercase. Okay, so we have the player. Okay, okay, so we already did that. So now we do. So here's a bit of artifacts declaring the line. This line fetches the compiled version of your contract. The artifacts object is provided by Truffle and handles the interaction with compiled contracts. So the model that exports the Node.js export. So your exporting takes deploy object. It is a Truffle tool for deploying contracts. And then we have deploy my contract. That this line tells the deployer to deploy my contract to the Ethereum network. All right. So then we should run the Truffle migrate. All right. Uh, all right. Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me know. I didn't know that. Sure. Thank you so much for this. I didn't know you can share actual ChatGPT chats. Thank you so much for letting me know, Sabers. Uh, is it Sarp SH or Sarbage? Thank you so much, Sarbage H. All right. So yeah, I already did that. So all right. So we have the migration. So now we go into our command line. Let me share my code spaces. So let me clear this and run truffle migrate. And right, so we have a problem here. So what is this? For import, bundle. Okay, so we have network name, development, network ID, block gas limit, and so we have could not find artifacts for import path, and so does it points to my contract? Pointing to your contract file. Oh, okay, so this is my. Oh, so actually, it's the contract file that it is on the build. All right. So instead of being this, I think it's called my contract. And this, let me see if this works. Clear that and just run truffle migrate again. Okay, so I think it is working now. So it says deploy my contract, deploy failed. My contract hit an invalid OP code while deploying. Try verifying that your constructor params satisfy all the other conditions. Verify your constructor code doesn't access an array of bounds. Adding a recent strings US instruments exceeding error deploy fail my contract. Hit an invalid opcode while applying. Truffle, so we have my contract. And well, let's try to see what does this mean. So it says my hot contract hit anybody. So let's try to see if ChatGPT knows what does this mean. Why? Can you explain to me what does the means? So we have here a certain error. Considers an operation cannot execute. This is often indicates that there's a problem using my conduct code that prevents has embedded opcode. An opcode is an operation code in the context of Ethereum. It is a single constructor by the ABM. An invalid opcode error means that during the deployment or sometimes execution, the contract the ABM stumble upon an instruction or state that could process So verifying that your constructor params, ensure that when deploying your contract, any parameters passed to your constructor don't violate any assert conditions decided. The plugin tips. So let me just copy and paste this. Copy and paste the contract that we had here. Oh yeah, I did. I was not sharing my screen. So let me copy and paste this. So then go back to the bottom. So if does this code uh and code lost some set a string. However, there are a few reasons why such simple context makes sense. Again, if you're deploying this on local Ethereum instance like Ganache, the default gas limit for transactions should be sufficiently high, but on other networks or if customized, a very low gas limit might prevent deployment. However, this is unlikely for such simple context. Out of gas, if your Ethereum instance doesn't have an elevator, the transaction could run out again. Again, this is unlikely such a compiled version. Corrupt state, something local to this network like get into weird state, restarting them can help. Okay, so let me go again and try to restart the Ganage server. So fault any smartphones deal 12 club 1 bolt creator worry mix. So we have Okay, so let me just go again and run the CLI. Okay, so now it is running again. And let me go here in migrate. Okay, so now it's time to go in here. So my contract. What is that? What is that? Oh, so my contract hit an invalid opcode. So my contract hit an invalid opcode. Well, the plane. I had suddenly started getting migrations hit an invalid. Okay. So we have migrations. Truffle config file. Okay, so let me see if this works. So let's go to the config file. So the config file is actually here. So the version says, the works, the export, blah, blah. And let me just close this. Search for what compiler version. So let me search for compiler version 21.2. All right, so let me see if this works. And right, so we already did this. All right, let me again restart the Ganat server and let me go again. All right, so now it is listening again. And let me try to run again the truffle. So let's see if this works. Yeah, it was the version. No, it was. No, it wasn't. So fetching celebration from solo being at 10, downloading compilers, so everything is up to date. There's nothing to compile, starting migrations. So we have development, and we have initial migration.js. So my contract hit an invalid. All right. So let's see what this means. So we have context string public value. Okay, so let's ask ChatGPT if he can write a simple Solidity file. Can you write simple hello world in Solidity? Primarily for writing smart contracts, Ethereum. So we have string hello world, string memory, new message. All right, so let me see if changing this actually work. Change this. So we are now using a variable instead of a private variable. So let me go again. And I think that we need to compile this again. So let me go again into the boat here and go again into the pragma solidity contract. No, I don't want that. I want the what I'm looking for. Okay, so we are compiling first. So we have a truffle compile. After compiling, we should go and migrate it. So now that we changed this, we should run into my contract.json. So let me just go into ls to see if there is a so truffle compile. So both artifacts. So we have a hello world.json instead of my contract. So now going to initial migration instead of going here, we want my hello world, and then we have a deployer my contract. All right, so we have both that's all. All right, so we already changed this, and now let's try to restart again the server. So we are going into Gantt CLI. So it is listening on 85. And blah 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 blah. So now we want to do truffle migrate, and it is yeah, it was the code. All right, so let me change. Let me push my changes. So new contract, hello world contract, build it, build, and let me change this and confirm push. Now you can pull the changes and you should be able to run again your contract. And now the hello world contract is already in the Ethereum, in our local Ethereum. So, all right, so it is already here. So so it is essential to test your contract. TOEFL supports writing testing JavaScript and Solidity. You can write testing say, spinal tip, security audits. So always use the version control So before deploying a contract to maintain, make sure you're aware of common security vulnerabilities for contract. If you want the contract, blah blah blah. All right. So we already built our contract. So now what do we want to do? What do we want to do? So all right. So we have a MetaMask, voting, all right. So we have okay, so create a smart contract. So we already created the smart contract. Now, set up Web3. So, all right. So now let's ask ChatGPT. Uh, okay, my contract is already built. Um, so what? So how can I test it in my React app? So how do you like to integrate React? There are a series of steps you need to follow. So make sure you have Node and npm. Realize, so we already have that. So create new preferred style required dependencies. Connect to Ethereum works. Here, well, already we are here. All right. So okay, so we have errors. Let's provide a window Ethereum. So provide new ethers. Provide a window that Ethereum and window that enable. So interact with the contract. Okay, so that is a lot of the stuff that we need to do. But let me change this. So okay, my contract is already built in my local Gantt server. Local Gantt server. I'm use I used truffle for compiling and it, and now I say that it was already I did it. How can I see how what should I do next to test this contract? See this contract. All right, so now that you've successfully compiled and migrated your contract using Truffle on your local Ganes server, uh, okay, so now we have the Truffle console. So we should open it. So we wait. All right, so we can interact with the contract by going into our code space, clearing this, and we have now. What do we have? We have an instance on the hello world that deployed. And how do I pull the changes? Again, that is a great question. So for pulling the changes, you just need to go into your code space, um, control version system. That is this icon. It's something like a branch. And then you should go to these 3 points. Go here and just go here and try to click into pull and push, and you're going to see that says something like um, pull rebase, and that is the thing that you should click. And with that, you already pulled the changes. Again, you go here into your Git control system, version control system, then go into the 3 points, then go into the pull and push, then click into pull from rebase, and that should be all. You already have everything. And if not, you can just run git push, git pull, and that should be it. You already have the changes. All right, so we wanted to do truffle, truffle what? Truffle, truffle console. All right, so we have already our console, so we can do all that instance await hello world that applied. So blah, blah, let me go here. So we have our white instance. So it is undefined. And then state variable. Go here. And then what? Console log the result. And blah. Yay! All right, so we already console logged our contract. So we have a hello world. So yay, we built our first hello world. All right, so we already did this. So just let me check a message. All right. So what should we do next? Change the message optional. So if you want to change the message using the set message function, you can do so like this. So we have a wait instance set message new message, and read the message state variable again to see the updated message. So we have console log the result, and then we have a web interface. So if you like to have a more visual interaction, you can create a simple web interface using for this, you typically use Web3.js, a library to connect and interact with your local Ethereum, Ganache in this case instance. The Truffle suite also offers Drizzle, a collection of front-end libraries that make it easier to create a centralized application. And if you're creating a web interface, you might also want to connect your Ganache network using the MetaMask browser extension. You can set up a custom RPC in MetaMask and point it to whatever your Ganache server address is. So, okay. All right. So I think that should be the next thing that we can do. Man, this is a lot of stuff. like for just connecting a simple contract. All right. Uh, all right, all right. So we have the web3.js. What else do we have? Okay, so we already have this. So let me see again. What you provide a step by step guide of how to say this in React and how to connect my local server with MetaMask. Come on. So, all right. So, integrating your smart contract with React App and connecting your MetaMask. So, here's a step-by-step guide to help you achieve this. So, first, let's set up a new React app using Create React App. So, all right, we already have the instances. So, create a new file called Web3 Setup.js for your SRC folder. Okay. With the material. Okay, so now let's go into our code space. Let's go into the app. Let me go into my app. Then open a new file called web3.js, I think it's called. Uh, Web3 setup. Okay, so we have. Thank you so much. Yeah, actually, it's a Minecraft font. Web3 setup. Yes. And after this, we should just copy and paste the code that we have in our ChatGPT. So let me copy and paste it here. And right, so we have import web3 from web3, export const get web3. So now return a new promise. Okay, so we open a promise saying resolve reject. If Windows Ethereum has something, then Web3 is going to be a new Web3 object. That Web3 object is this that we imported from Web3. So it says window.ethereum, and we're going to try await that window.ethereum.enable, and then we're going to resolve the All right, so we already did that. Now what do we need to do? So now we need to load the contract. First, copy the JSON artifact of your contract, usually in the build contract hello world.json of your truffle project, to the public folder of your React app. All right. Then in your source folder, create another file named contract setup. All right. So we need to get into our smart contracts, then go into hello world.json. Let me copy and paste this in public. Let me open a new folder called contracts. And after calling contracts, let me create a new file called contract setup.js. Oh no, I actually need to share this. So we have contracts, and let me just paste this. So, all right, we already have contracts, and now let's go again into the application. Let's create a new contract setup, I think it's called. Contract setup.js, and then copy and paste the code that gave us. Oh, this is not what I want. It says that it's copied. Yeah, contract. Blah 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 blah. Let me go here and yeah. No, I'm not seeing anything. So it says that it's already imported, but I'm not seeing no. So I want this, and then what's going on? Is this all right? So let me then go here and paste. Yeah, I don't know what happens with Visual Studio Code sometimes. Right, so we have import truffle. So we first get a new contract instance. So we start an instance. Then we have a sync. So we have two arguments, Web3 and contract definition. So we have a constant called network ID that is in a Web3 object. So we get the network ID of the Ethereum object, then the deployed address. So we have a contract definition network ID address. Okay, so it is a network. ID is actually networks is an object, and the ID of network ID is an ID, and it's a key, and we are going to use the address value. So then we have const instance, and the instance is going to create a new Ethereum contract object that is going to have the contract definition .ab that we saw that the AB was what is AB? AB Web3. So Web3 and what it was application binary interface. Yeah, there's an application binary interface, and we are going to deploy it, and it returns us an instance. All right, so we did that. What do we need to do? So now we need to integrate it in the app. So now integrate everything in app.js. So we have everything in app.js. So we have state and user state, get Web3 from Web3 setup, get contract instance. All right, and hello world contract form public. All right, I think we can do that. So let me go again into my here. Let's go to pages. Then let's remove all the data that we have here. So we just want an H1, and we don't want this, and we don't want this either. So let's import what this is. This is import Web3, copy, then then paste it. So we have get Web3, and this is not what we want, I think. So it is contracted setup, and instead of going to public, what is this hello world.json? So we have go and search for hello. This public, then contracts, then hello world.json, and I don't know if this is actually what we want. So we have contracts, yeah. All right, so we already did this. So we have hello world contract, and then what do we need to do? So we have an account set account. So we start some states. Let me go here. Okay, so first we initialize our function. Then we initialize three states: account, contract, and message. And then we use a use effect for getting those values. All right, so we have an asynchronous use effect. We have an asynchronous function that is called init. So we have, again, the three constants. We have Web3, contract instance, await get contract instance, Web3, hello world contract, then accounts. And then we set up the account with the first value. Then we have contract, and then we have message. All right, so contract, we instance contract instance, because we said set account. Okay, got it. So this means that we need to get a function called. So we are in the page.tsx file, and actually, let me just upload my changes. So managing to get the contract visible in Next.js. Stage my changes, and then confirm this, and then synchronize my changes, and then accept it. All right, so we have a sync function that we should start here. So we have accounts a sync uh, function get contract, and this get contract has this contract has three values. So we have Web3 that is an await to the get Web3. Then we have contract instance and await get contract instance, and then accounts. All right. So then we set up accounts, and okay, so we just return uh, account and the contract instance, right? So we should return this in an object. So return contract instance and accounts, and we should export this like contract instance and account plus an await of get contract. And after doing this, let's see what this does. Blah blah blah. And well, actually, I was not sharing this. And let me again my changes. Get contract sync function message and confirm, and then push my changes so you can. Can you hear me? I think you can hear me. Can you hear me? Uh, yeah, I think you can hear me. I think so. Let me know if you can hear me or if I died. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Actually, my phone died and my battery died, but hopefully my internet won't die into the half an hour that we already have. So let me just refresh my window, and we were actually getting into the contract. Uh, so let this start. Okay, so we were getting the sync function get contract. So first we create a new get web3 instance. Then we create a contract instance with the web3 instance and the hello world contract that we want. And then we create a new constant called accounts that is going to get the accounts of web3 of the Ethereum web3 object. And then we're going to return just the contract instance and the accounts. And after that, we're going to get into our function, our home function, the contract instance and the account variables. And let me synchronize this. And yes, I want to synchronize them. And blah, 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 blah. All right, so what does it says? So we already have that. So we have another use effect that says constant load message, saying if contract can resolve that calls set message result and then load message. Okay, so load message is another function that we should run after the let me search. All right, so after we have an instance, we should have another function called content message result get message that call, and then all right, so we have to make another function here. Think. So let's call another async. We have console message. So instead of doing this, we have an async function. function called load message. And this is going to be something like this. And so if we have a contract, that actually our contract is so we're going to pass a contract, and contract is a type of, what type is this? So we have contract instance that is any, so it is going to be any, and set message to result. Okay, so we don't want to do this, we want to return result. Await that contract that message. So this is going to be await that get contract. So then message is going to be await load message of contract instance, and then we're going to say something like hello world, message from contract. Okay, so message from contract is actually just message. So we have this, and let's hope that this works. All right, so now let me open a new terminal. And so I'm doing this. Let me run npm run that. And after this, we already have started our server in 3000. So let me go into my ports, and let me go into the localhost that 3000 here, that I think is dying for some reason. So let me just again reload everything, and after that I hope that we have our message. All right, actually it made that. So we now are going to go here and wait until our next page compiles. So it is still compiling, and we have an error. Okay, so we have an error here. Okay, so we have an error. Someone can resolve truffle contracts, import a truffle contract from truffle contract. Okay. Page 36. Oh yeah, I think I should install this. Let me see if by installing this works. So npm install truffle contract, and let's hope this works. Actually, should I install that? Yeah, I had to install that before. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, so now let's clear this. Let's clear this, and after clearing this, let's run again the npm run that command to start our new next server. And after getting it, again, model node sound kind of install the host, so it is reloading again. I think so. So it is compiling there, compile client server successfully. So let me just cancel this and run this again. Okay, so we still haven't found this. Sign part trust required model, index, model can resolve any workspaces, crypto account model not found with facility, but compiling the models, critical event decreases the business expression. Can resolve encoding. Deprecated the so we have a lot of troubles here. I don't know what is going on. Error. Get Web3 promise return if window that Ethereum. Oh, okay, that is a thing. I think this is because we're using window object. So only because of that, maybe we should be using. Okay, so maybe because we're using the window instance, we should run the use client component, and because we're using the use client, then we should import use state, use effect, and all this stuff. And let's just deprecate all of this we were using for a server component. Let me comment this. Deprecate C. No, I don't want to. I don't want to do this. Uh, Control KC. Yeah, now we got it. Let me also comment this, and let's start a new use effect like the one that we had here. So we have a set account, ha ha ha. Then we want this, and we want this order. Copy. Then let's go here. Then let's go here and let's paste everything that we created. After creating this, we wanted the message. So methods contracted methods. Await contract. So if contract, so we have a load message and we have contract. So if we have something like contract and contract that methods that message. Okay. Doesn't exist in never. All right. So let me go again and compile this. So I'm getting out of batteries, so let me go for my charger real quick. So let me go here, and now we're still having some errors. Huh. Sorry for that. I forgot to add the charger in the stream. So okay, we still have some errors. So can resolve encoding in. Okay, but now it's loading. So a sync await is not just supporting client components. Okay. So should this be a server component? Where's the sync? So we have a sync component that is going to get the Web3. Um, okay, so we have an async component. So should we use something like a root? So should we use something like create a new file, well, a new component called um, smart contract or contract uh, view, and inside the contract view we should have something like an index.js. We're going to use blah blah blah. So we're going to use something like this. Oh, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I think that now yeah, I'm here. Sorry for that. All right. So now let's use the use client here, use state. So we need to pass everything. So again, let me just restart everything that we had here. So we had this like this. Shut up. Uh, I don't know what happened, but I think now it's working because automatically it opened a new MetaMask server. So I agree. So create new wallet. I agree. And let me just stop sharing for a second. Let me create a new. Let's see. So we have. Right, so we have, haha, so yeah, admit, got it. Next, down, and just blah, blah, blah. How can I quit this? So quit it, and all right, so we have our MetaMask already opened. And what happened? All right, so I think it closed itself. Yeah, it did. All right, so we were building this. Blah, blah, blah. So we have everything here. Let me share my screen again. Yeah, so I already have my MetaMask account. So because I have already my MetaMask account, I should just go into uh, contract view. And inside here, I want to paste. Well, first we have something like this. Let me copy and paste it and just like this and use a state. So we're going to store it in a state and we're going to just pass on H1 that is going to display um, H1 and H1 is going to be displaying the message from contract from Web3 and then we're going to display that message by using message and we're going to say that we're going to pass a message but for now it's going to be any because I don't know what kind of thing is message. So so we're going to receive a message. Oh yeah, so this should be a TSX, right? So this should be a TSX. And message is going to have something like any. And all right, so we have already message. So we want to display message. And for displaying the message, we need also here. All right, but the problem was that we were trying to get the Ethereum accounts. The Web3 is get Web3. So let me see, get Web3. Because we are using the window property. So because of that, we want, so it is an async function and we actually have an Ethereum property. So let me try to open Google to search how to get how can we explain this? How to get concurrent instance? Get a blah blah blah. Where's window? I think it was in the Web3 that setup. Yeah. How to get? We know that it's Ethereum. How to get window dot Ethereum in X13. So having issues. In next year's version, the window with Ethereum was working fine, but then upgraded, So we have a window with Ethereum, then, So if you're using Ether's version, then have a look to my answer here. I think it's newer version issue. So, okay. So I'm trying to access, what does it say? I'm trying to access the providers like in the next 13, import Ether from Ethers. Sign message, provider is equal to new window.ethereum, but cannot read properties in the whatever, blah, blah, blah. So blah blah blah. You have then you probably had version 5. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I think this is not what we wanted. Um, yeah, this is what I wanted. Actually, how to do Web3. This is a nice photo. All right, so this past couple weeks have been a week of breaking changes, especially for the Web3 front end landscape. We now have a new underworld called PM, which is challenging and dominance Ether.js. Ethers has real version 6, which comes with breaking changes. Being housed out of the web, blah, 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 blah. This article is the first part in a two-part series where we'll look at the following and try to make a mini preview and how things work now. So we have an external, whatever the next, assume this next, okay, so what can I whack me? So we'll use it for the code and use this repo for warning. I will not be explaining this in depth. Read the docs. What? Okay, so in this article, blah blah blah. Okay, so we have next JS13. Yeah. So we have server components, the CEO. Moreover, in a client component, you can execute server-side code. You need to. These actions are composable, meaning that they can kept inside together and a part of the app and call executing the client component. You need to annotate this action by use server tag inside the function in this first line. At the time you're writing, you will have to enable this feature manually as it is experimental. Another conundrum is the naming convention. One might think that everything inside an app directory is routable. This is not true. Next.js considers those directories we have a page. Yeah, yeah, we saw that in the first part of the workshop. And so use TypeScript, Tailwind, import alias, yeah. So this will create a directory, PM from there, wallet connect. So wallet connect is a utility that allows to connect multiple wallets quite easily. It provides a layer of abstraction over injectors and wallet connections. One can easily customize the options like the button for connecting and model, which opens Wallet Connect V2. We'll be using Wallet Connect V2. Right, so blah, blah, blah. And sorry for that. Yeah, I don't know if my screen was shared. Sorry for that. Thank you so much, Kevin Chu. Kevin Su. So hello, Alex. Welcome. So we're trying to investigate how to use Next.js with our wallet that we were using. So because the Web3 object implies window, I think this kind of died when we are using Next.js. So let me search Web3 dot window dot Ethereum in Next 13. Blah, 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 blah. So we have next how much? Yes. So let me see if this is next 13. Web3 is this next? So let me search the next. No. hmm No, 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 no. Hmm. Hmm. So how can we do this? What is the difference when it's not defined? Is when you say how to do the job? How Web3? Window is not defined. Wrap your code inside a useEffect hook in within the scope of the window object, which present your normal function. Client-side call, client-side code. This is the correct outside. Next is render server side. You need to make sure logic that touches Windows only client side. Mm, so can we use that? Mm, can we use a use effect inside a uh, server component? So let me quit this and because we need to use the use effect. Then this Reddit tab says something like, hello Anurag, and let me see. All right, so it says wrap your code inside a use effect hook within the scope window object. It is present in normal functions. So let me search another thing. Um, can I use the effect in a server component? It all runs on the client. Use effect is never executed part of the server rendering. It is an important distinction because we need to have a way to separate the code that we can run both server and client. Okay, it only runs on the code client. Use effect is never executed as part of the server rendering. This is important distinction has the data that use effect. Okay, so we have use effect, and then we use components. Use test. Uh, okay. Then we have other things like components. Go to store. Yeah. So fixed dependencies. Hmm. So then, how can we call an async function? So, how to call an async function in client component? Uh, hmm. Hmm. Client's components cannot be async functions. And then why does it occur? Because possible way to remove the async keyword from the client component, blah, 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 or convert the client component to a server component. Okay, so my function is calling a window a server component. If my async function is calling a window object in server component, what happens next 13? And let me see if this when doing an async call in Next.js page, I'm trying to do async calls when a new app layout. I'm following the new, but I can get this error. So here's how I We are back. We are back. We are back. Sorry for that. My internet died a few minutes. So yeah, use effect can only be used inside the client components. So the problem that we have is that actually we want to use an async function, but that async function uses a window object, and a window object can only be accessed by a client component. So that's but client components or use effects cannot run async functions in client components. So that is the thing that we had there. So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't even had a chance to try to show that message. So I'm going to search for a solution for the next stream. That the next stream is tomorrow at the same hour. And let me check the calendar. So it is tomorrow at the same hour, but it is blockchain and smart contracts with Python. So probably we're going to see some where well I think we are going to touch a little bit more about Solidity, and after that we're going to try to create an API or smart contracts with Python libraries. And yeah, I think that that should be all. So Friday, no, Thursday, we have data visualization apps Friday and Saturday. So we can still do something with that and Friday and Saturday. But tomorrow and Thursday are going to be for introduction for to Solidity and things like that. Yeah, it is already pushed to the repo. I think my current changes have not been made, but let me change them. Just trying. this this doesn't work at all. So let me push the changes and they already staged. Then and yeah, now they are pushed. So now you should be able to see the changes in the repo. Sorry for everything, all the problems, but yeah, thank you so much for being here. We'll be going from here. Well, yeah, we start from here on Friday, but tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit about Solidity and Python. Yeah, thank you so much. See you everyone, and have a nice Go Baja week.